Good morning, everyone. This is Srikanth Rajan, and welcome back to the Stock Market Podcast from mpiinvest.com. Coming to stock market, this actually, has been a very volatile week last week, and a lot of traders are put to trouble. But then, of course, the news flow is also like that. Nothing can be done about it. And next important thing that we need to see is of late the way the markets have been kind of, seeing a lot of activity from retailers. And the interesting thing that we could talk about is, of course, what happened on Thursday. That is when the FIIs and DIs both bought for almost 3,000 crores net put together, but then the market actually fell. So who sold? So of course these things are that's new way of or the new way the markets are transitioning in India. So that's a good thing, I would say, if at all over a period of time the retailers come to more power. So that's one thing aside. Now, apart from that, if you look at the last week, of course, Adani stocks have been kind of stabilizing, and that is kind of good. But then over the weekend, of course, there was this comment that came in from Mr. George Soros, who is a short seller from the US, and he came out and said that Modi, the Prime Minister of India, has to answer what's happening with the Adani Group, and things are not going right with the Adani Group. So of course things are kind of dicey. Again, focus would again come back to Adani stocks today. So let us see how it is going to affect Adani stocks. That's one important thing. And in fact, apart from Adani stocks, if you see last week, the major power actually came from Reliance and IT sector. So can that actually power continue to stay in India and support against the fall from Adani? Something that we need to watch. So first thing I would watch today is the effect of George Soros on the Adani stocks today. First one. Second one, of course, looking at a few important aspects. Is the FIIs going to buy or sell? Because if you look at the last week, they were net buyers to the tune of 7,600 crores. That's a really good thing. But on Friday, they did go on to a selling side, though it was not a big number. But of course, that would make a big difference to the Indian market as of now as well. So that's something to be watching apart from Adani stocks. So next important thing that we can look at is some stock specific news. Marico would be in focus because they have actually are considering a proposal to release an interim dividend. So that could generate some investor interest. So that would be on focus. Apart from that, we could also see Hindustan Unilever in focus because they are selling of their brands Annapurna Atta and Captain Cook Salt. So that's something which is in focus for the FMCG side. Now, selling of these two brands from Hindustan Unilever portfolio could be a gain to ITC. So do watch your ITC as well. So that's a few stock specific news. But apart from that, if you look at Friday, what happened in the US market? The US market continued to consolidate and slightly fall, but then there was some slight recovery by end of the day. What exactly happened is that a few Federal Reserve members have come out and told that they are looking forward to vote for a 0.5% rate hike in the upcoming monetary policy that's going to start on March 22nd. So these are few things to be on putting the US market in jitters for now. So one good thing, but we could see some recovery by end of the day. And now today, the US markets are closed. So basically what is happening is Asian markets have taken it with a pinch of salt. Asian markets are trading mixed, mostly positive, I would say. And SGS Nifty is already indicating a gap up opening in India today. So will this gap sustain is a very important question. So will it open above 18,000? Will 18,000 be broken? Or will the market actually start falling from 18,000? So this is an important thing to be watched right now. The important level for the day, I would say, first important level is 17,800. If 17,800 is broken on the lower side, then the major support is coming in at 17,700. On the higher side, 18,000 will continue to be resistance. If broken, the next important resistance is at 18,200. So these are levels I would be watching at 17,700 to 18,200. The most important levels I'll be watching for this week. But again, understand and remember, this week is the expiry, the monthly expiry of February. So the markets are going to be volatile, and with so many headline news coming in about Adani, about attack on Indian democracy. So all these things are going to keep the market jittery for some more days. So that could be expected for these upcoming days. Apart from that, good news for all Samvardhana mothers and your shareholders, because they've actually planned a stake purchase in a company which is into manufacturing of a lot of components for the electric vehicle segment. So that is going to be good news, and this can actually probably trigger. If you see over the last few days, we've already seen Motherson Sumi, Samadhan Motherson Sumi, going up, steadily. So it has gained almost more than 12% in the last few weeks. So that's something which probably we could see the momentum continue in that side. So that's something that we're looking at. So apart from that, there is a good news, and again, the Federation of Indian Exporters Organization has come out and said that they're expecting a rise of exports from India about 3 to 4% in this financial calendar, which could be actually a good news for India, because that can actually reduce the fiscal deficit. And that is again a great news for the GDP growth of India. So these are few things which are looking good for India. And apart from that, with all the recession fears that's going on in the US, definitely the crude oil prices are also falling. So this again is a positive for India. So now it's a mix of positive and negative news for India today, I would say, because the positives, of course, crude oil prices going down, the exports going up. But the negative, of course, can be the macro factor that we can look at, that is, Adani Group stability. So that's something to be watched, because as long as Adani Group stays weak, we could see the banking sector also being weak. And when banking sector is weak, naturally the Nifty also tends to be weak. So these are few things which are looking, not looking good and bad in the Indian stock market. And apart from that, if you look at technical side, definitely as we had discussed yesterday in the meeting, technically the markets are kind of trying to break out, but will that breakout sustain, or is it a false breakout, as something that we need to check on the Nifty. So if it is if there is a strong negative news, there are chances of the breakdown being unsuccessful, and if that happens, we could see the Indian market kind of trending downwards towards 17,700 level. So these are few important things we watch for the day. So wishing you all a great week ahead in the stock market. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off. But before we leave, do remember to press the like button, fill out the content that we share, and do share the podcast with your friends and relatives to help them learn and invest together with us. Goodbye. Have a great day.